Okay, Marines, loads to go through today as we have got Mr. Oliver, the creative director, answering a shed ton of questions via Twitter just over the last 24 hours, all of which revolved around the story and characters, but it kind of expanded a lot further out, and we got a lot of information out of this that we probably didn't know beforehand. So we scouted through it for hours on end and got the best questions available with the best answers for your faces. Nonetheless, we've got that to go through, and the PvP and PvE servers, I am absolutely had enough of them, to be completely honest, with as regards to being able to play with friends. We're going to talk about all of that in a moment and what it is that they're working on, but nonetheless, if you haven't already, smash the like button, subscribe, post notifications turned on, it'd be greatly appreciated, and get involved with our giveaway. It's really simple. We're giving away a copy of the game, and if you want to get involved with it, head down to the comment section and stick a coloured love heart that represents the chapter you support the most, and it'll enter you in. We'll announce the winner tomorrow via the giveaway announcement sector of the Discord, link in the description. But let's see what it is that's happening inside of Space Marine 2 and what the creative director has to say. So starting off, people started asking questions with regards to the storyline and when it was actually entailed and what part of the line period it actually worked. One person wanted to know if it was before or after the Grey Shields. Now, it obviously is post Grey Shields, and his response to it was that I was kind of hoping it would be during the Grey Shields, as it could be a fun way of introducing non-Ultramarine Astartes whilst they are still technically Ultramarines. Is there any chance we will see characters from other chapters in the future? Now, the bit that was quite interesting in the response is this beginning bit right here. We have yet to settle on the next big story yet, but it would certainly be interesting to do that. Obviously, this means that they've not worked on the next iteration or a next big iteration for the storyline, which means that we are going to be waiting quite some time for this one to actually come through, with most storylines generally leading into years in the making. We know that we've got a big roadmap that leads through till 2025, and fingers crossed there is seeming to be a bit more of an expansion point to that, but they are looking at working on the game longevity. So fingers crossed there is something happening, but don't expect any DLCs with a big storyline in expansion anytime soon. As well as that, we have got a conversation about it because it may not be a DLC, it may be Space Marine 3, and this is the realization of it. Somebody stated, quick question, is there a plan to add more campaign stories in the future? And he responded with, it's definitely possible. The question will be whether it's a DLC or Space Marine 3. Would just love to see it as DLC instead of waiting a long time for Space Marine 3. The problem with actually initialing a brand new game would be that they'd have to work on a whole new PvE aspect, a whole new PvP aspect, a whole new campaign to run alongside, and the problem is it's going to work in that narrative. It states right here, either way it would take a long time to create something like that. It has to be done right. We certainly intend on keeping the content coming though. As to what that means, we have actually no idea, although what it could mean is that we are going to obtain some customizations for Titus at some stage or another. Now, the biggest thing for this is obviously that we are looking at customization overall. In the PvE realm, there is a lot that people are wanting, such as this one right here, stating any chance of us getting additional cosmetic options in the future outside of armor and weapons. I think it'd be really cool if collecting gene seeds in operations unlocked mutations or traits such as the salamander skin or the red eyes, for example. And he responded with, that may actually be a Games Workshop question more than Saber. There are certain IP limitations to what we are allowed to do. So the customizations are obviously going to be added into the game, and they're going to continue to be added into the game, but how big are they going to be? What are the big key aspects going to be? Probably just the armor at this stage. I don't really know based on their limitations by Games Workshop, which always seems to be the case, which is so frustrating, but it'll be an interesting playthrough. What is it that you guys would want to see if you had your reign of the customizations? Let me know in the comment section below. But one thing that everybody wants is a customization for Titus, and apparently there is an option for change options in Titus's appearance, although there's no appearance changes for him. And Oliver actually responded with, some of these things are limitations that we were given and had to work with. Now, what this does mean is that we may actually have something coming down the pipeline. Obviously, they responded there with, so basically they had the option to do it and they didn't really move it, so what is it that they're doing with that content roadmap? And they stated, no, it's more about what armor Titus is allowed to use and when. There are some pretty strict rules about how a main character is portrayed. It's more about what we could not do, but who knows, that may change. Which is huge news, because if that option is already in there, the likelihood is they've got something planned for later down the line, whether it's a small injection into the storyline rather than a big DLC or a big addition, and it could be that Titus will receive his customizations later on down the line. The problem with this is a lot like the Horde mode, is this would have really been quite good to have right at the beginning of the game. I know they've had a lot of limitations, but for me, the way that they've kind of drip fed the overall is a little bit disappointing. I know a lot of people are already getting bored of the PvE main operations, myself included really. I've been diving into PvP a hell of a lot, it's ridiculous. But yeah, we'll have to see how it pans out. As well as field of view sliders was pretty much just completely pushed to a side. Somebody asked about the field of view sliders, and there's obviously a mod for it. It would change the game and atmosphere. The response that we got was amazing that there is a mod for that already. Maybe share a video link I can check out. So essentially it was just, that's really, really cool. No talk of actually adding that one in, so we'll have to see what's going on. But with the PvE, PvP sectors, the servers are absolutely a nightmare right now, and you guys are probably wondering what is happening. Somebody just put, no story or character related, but any idea when the servers are going to be improved? Still getting the join in server bug, and he states the backend team is constantly working on that, I can assure you. And yeah, like everybody else, as you can see on screen, they're getting really fed up with these server issues. Me, myself, I've had to play PvP as a single player injected into multiplayer the entire bloody time. I can't seem to get in with my friends. We really have struggled. We've got some testing things to do tonight where we're going to trial how to do it and different ways to try and trick the system into allowing us, but it just doesn't seem to connect the servers with the PvP, and that's without the crossplay enabled. Obviously crossplay isn't enabled anyway, but even if we turn it off and go into the PvP sector, PC and PC, Steam on Steam, we still can't seem to get it to work. And it's annoying because the game is absolutely incredible and I am addicted to it by all stretches of the imagination. Although apparently I can't talk for everybody, as in the last 24 hours IGN posted up yet another absolutely ridiculously hot take. This company need to give up, shut the doors and just give it a day. But it states warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2 doesn't have a lot going for it as a video game, but that's what makes it great. Now, I didn't even want to watch the script on it, didn't even want to watch the little video that they had attached to it. The statement that it doesn't have a lot going for it is ridiculous. For me, I just think it's absolutely insane that this company is still even floating. It's just absolutely making no sense to me at all. When we take a look at most games at their baseline before they introduce DLCs, before they introduce expansions, before they introduce updates, before they introduce additional content, the baseline is generally quite the same for most games, and I seem to find that the people are really slamming on it on that basis. It's pretty simple. We see this happen most of the time, but the gaming community is always really difficult to please when it comes to that functionality. We can't seem to really get the right narrative online for it, and I really wish that this would be something that just wouldn't happen so damn often. I think it's been a bit of a nightmare, but fingers crossed we don't have to deal with this much longer as we start making our way through the year content roadmap. Now, taking a look at your guys' top comments from the previous video, it just keeps getting better, and you guys obviously had a lot to say about it. It was quite an interesting one, and I actually really like the way that you guys comment in these videos. It's hilarious. It says Vulcan lives, stomp into the fires of battle, unto the anvil of war for the Emperor, for Salamander to his brothers. I absolutely love the roleplay that you guys hit for that. So keep those comments coming in. Keep sticking the blue thumbs up on them. And you can keep appreciating everything that everyone's saying. Because this right here says, for Russ and the All-Father. Sorry, I am Space Wolf Loyalist. Absolutely incredible. You guys just keep getting better, and fingers crossed we can keep this roll train running and loads more can happen inside of the game. We're going to be live with the game again tomorrow, so make sure that you guys are sticking tuned to the Twitch channel. We've been live Monday to Friday and we have been hammering this game no end. If you haven't already, smash the like button, subscribe, post notifications turned on. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. I appreciate all your faces, and as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.